going in like deposit. You don't really brag about it when you know you got it. Real hard to read it, nigga hooked on phonics. Say a lot of things and never catch like Sonic. Zoom, I'm gone. When the members on and get it going Donkey Kong. They got the hand dollar, will you give a dog a bone? I'm like, oh no, you gotta get it on your own. They get an attitude, I'm like, you better check your tone. They ain't got no job, need someone to take her home. I hop up in the car, whip like Indiana Jones. Going George Lucas, now I'm out here killing clones. Coming in strong like, tear it down, tear it down. Tear it down, tear it down, tear it down. Boosted up my cardio, I used to get to run around. I've been doing this since I had to work at mama house. Tear it down, tear it down, tear it down, tear it down, tear it down. Everybody eating, it's a party when I come to town. You can bring your mama, daddy, sister, and your cousin out. Everybody wanna kill the king, or you shit wanna take the crown. I can see through it like a stomach with a other sign. When I hit the gas, I be going like 100 miles. They be getting tired, running out like 100 house. All up in my business, real nose it like a bloodhound. I'ma throw them off like I'm standing on a picture mound. All they do is look at Instagram while they sit around. Hate me in real life, but you liking pictures now. Oh, everybody acting different now. Finally trying to see what I be on. Got a different style, they be at the brand new when they know I've been around. Got a fake smile on your face cause you been inclined. I can say a lot, but I'm not. Gotta keep it down, making sure nobody drown. I'm my brother, keep it now. Mike Jack hit me up and said I got it.
Today, from Lambeau Field in Green Bay, Wisconsin, it's Week 6 of the NFL on EA Sports. We'll see Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers taking on Zach Wilson and the New York Jets.
We are at the oldest continually operating stadium in the NFL as you get a look inside Lambeau Field in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Today, we've got a Week 6 matchup for you here between the New York Jets and the Green Bay Packers. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, we look at this Packer team as we enter play here. They come in feeling good after back-to-back victories. Meanwhile, for the visiting Jets, they were losers their last time out. They're going to try to get back in the win column, but obviously they're going to have to do that in a hostile environment.
And sometimes it actually works to your advantage. Now you've got to band together your team, the us against the world mentality. Let's see if they can use it and get a victory.
And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. Quickly to the air is Wilson. He finds his man, complete. It's Wilson. And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. They run with a second-round pick from Iowa State. This is Breece Hall. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. Throwing is Wilson. Trying to lay one up deep. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Here's Wilson. And that is incomplete.
That was their first 3rd down try of the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up and start clicking on those key 3rd down throws.
It'll be a net of 40 yards following a punt of 44. And it'll be Packer football here. 1st down and 10. Rodgers will bring the Pack up with a 1st and 10 at their own 17-yard line. Now the man from UTEP, this is Aaron Jones. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a 1st down. Here's Watkins on the jet sweep. And he's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4. The Packers in a very solid 4-1 here in the early part of the year. And they've come in on a nice run of recent form. 4 wins out of 5.
And I thought they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
Only a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. From the gun on 3rd down, Rodgers. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
How about that? Red man coverage and decided to test them early. But they proved up to the task and forced the incompletion.
O'Donnell, he's on to punt as he gets this one away. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt. And the Jets will take over. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
And he'll get this into the hands of Braxton Berrios. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line.
Braxton Berrios was named the All-Pro returner after the 2021 season, but starting to come along as a receiver as well and look no further than that first down grab. His new deal with the Jets should afford him some more looks outside of just special teams.
Kenny Clark, the big D tackle there to make the stop. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. Looking left side, that's caught by Moore. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. On 3rd down, Wilson. Open man is Uzama. And he is going to have a Jets first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Hang on now. We're going to pause here. We've got an injured player. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, it's Hall. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. Good job there keeping him to a short gain. Of course, he's coming off a really terrific performance. Reigning NFC Defensive Player of the Week.
And I know people get caught up in, well, if you're the reigning Defensive Player of the Week, you must have made a bunch of spectacular plays. Like you mixed in a few of those, but most of the plays are just like we saw there. Keep them with short gains, make the fundamental tackle.
This will be play number 8 here on the drive. It's 3rd and a yard. And he's got a man, Corey Davis. And he is going to have a Jets first down as they're able to convert by plenty there on 3rd and 1. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Right back to Davis. It's complete. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Oh, they're going to run a little pop pass here. And running room hard to come by here. He gets it down to the 8.
Does a nice job there defensively, being able to diagnose that little touch pass. They saw it coming, converged on him before he could get much out of it.
They'll run with Hall. Fighting his way in for a Jets touchdown. Breece Hall with his 4th rushing touchdown of the year. And the Jets have taken the early lead on the road here at Lambeau. The point after through the raindrops, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. Now after the touchdown, it's Zerline. He'll kick it away. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line. The last series for him, a little disappointing, forced to punt. And now they'll try to do better here and come away with some points as they begin this drive, 1st and 10. The numbers for Jones last week, there isn't a coach alive who wouldn't like those numbers. Well over 100 yards and a touchdown, too.
Partner, I think all the coaches are in that great coaching box in the sky would take those numbers.
So dead or alive?
Either way, they would take that kind of production.
2 yards the gain there, and now they're left with a third and about 4 for a first. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. Throwing now is Rodgers. Eluding the pressure right. And he's taken down, trying to do a little too much, getting outside of the pocket, and it results in a sack. So on 4th down, on is the punter, Pat O'Donnell, to kick it away. We'll call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And the Jets will take over 1st and 10. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out 1st and 10. And he'll manage to pick up about 4 at 2nd down. This defense for the Packers, they were very strong in the win last week over the Giants.
I have to admit, I was extremely impressed by what I saw on tape because they stayed in the face of the quarterback the entire game, ended up getting 4 sacks total, and made it difficult for him to step up and find receivers downfield. Also made it hard for him to escape the pocket and run.
Well, they were setting up the screen, CD, a lot of free runners, and they got there late, and the penalty ensued.
Yeah, somehow it didn't get into their brains that it was a screen, right? Instead of pulling off and chasing the ball downfield, they kept going towards the quarterback and knocked him down way late. That draws the penalty flag each and every time.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. To throw is Wilson. Packer pressure, and down he goes. Rashawn Gary make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. So now Wilson and the Jets with a 3rd and long here following the sack. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. How about that? They weather the storm of a 3rd and 17 to pick up the first. Here's Wilson. This one caught by Davis. And he's brought down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line. 6 yards left on 2nd down. Play action. Now Wilson. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Packers pick it up. He's at the 50. The 30. Past the 20. And he will bring this one back. A fumble return for a Green Bay touchdown. So that's about as fortuitous of a bounce as you're going to find as it's scooped up and taken in for the touchdown.
And I love how you use the word fortuitous there because as that popped up, he just happened to be in the right place, grabbed it, and found his way into the end zone.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. Taking it about the 1. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And that last possession, really a gut punch. You seemingly had it working. You were in the midst of a very strong drive, then suddenly the fumble, and you're watching the back of a defender's jersey as he brings it all the way in the other direction.
There's not much more I can add to that. I thought you summarized it perfectly, partner. You've just got to regroup and start putting another drive together. That's all you can do.
Got an open man. That's C.J. Uzomah. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. On 3rd down, here's Hall. And he's brought down, but not before picking up the first with a very effective stiff arm.
When you're dead last in the NFL with 3rd down conversions, the odds are against you every time you face it. How about him picking up that one? That was big for them.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Wilson.
That's into a crowd and intercepted. Picked off by Eric Stokes.
Then into the end zone. It's a pick 6 and a Packer touchdown. So this defense doubling its pleasure there. Remember, they had the fumble return for a score earlier in the game, and now this time an interception return for another score. Crosby with the extra point, and that makes the score 14-7. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away.
This taken in at the goal line. And he'll wind up getting a couple extra yards here for his trouble of bringing it out of the end zone as he's down at the 27. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick 6, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
And sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick 6 and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just...
Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble. And the Packers pick it up. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Rodgers with a give. It's Aaron Jones. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. They'll go again to Jones. And he's going to get this down close to a first at about the Jets' 27. Through one quarter, 14-7 our score. They'll try and run for it with Jones.
And a hard-working run here as he's got it inside the 20, down to the 17.
They picked up 5 yards last time. Now they double it and get 10 here. After the run by Jones, here's 1st and 10. Shotgun now for Rodgers. And his throw here's incomplete.
Certainly appeared to take away his first read, and by the time he tried to look elsewhere and find an open target, the coverage was too good. That one falls incomplete.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Rodgers. His throw caught at about the 5. And it's a Packers touchdown. Randall Cobb. His first touchdown on the year.
And the Packers go up by 2 touchdowns.
Crosby connects on the extra point, and it's now 21-7. Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away.
And this will be a touchback. Berrios deciding not to bring it out.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
But one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go than the defender. So in this case, because you know it, you can make your cuts with a little more decisiveness. Maybe a second fake, some double moves, things of that nature to go ahead and try and put some pressure on the defense. I'm wondering if the same thing went through your mind as mine. When I see a big man like that make a catch, all I keep thinking to myself is, big man with football. Look out, everyone. He may not juke you a whole lot, right? He may not run past you because of his size. You talk about a guy weighing in the 270 range. But, boy, once he gets his mitts on the ball, he's going to be tough to bring down.
They'll throw on 1st down with Wilson. That's caught by his tight end, Uzama. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down.
On 2nd down, a run with Hall.
And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down.
On
first down right back to Hall. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. They'll go again with Hall. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. They give those 2 yards right back, and now they're looking at a 3rd and 10.
Sometimes you get all those big guys down there in one spot, and there's just nowhere to go. And in this case, the defensive tackle used his strength and swallowed him up.
Wilson. They'll check this one down to Carter. And he's out of bounds as he gets this down to the 45. On 4th down, punt coming from Braden Mann. And this will be out of bounds. Now it's a question of where they'll mark it. And they'll say it crosses at the 11-yard line. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They'll start the drive with a carry by Jones. And he takes us across the 15 to the 17. 46 yards rushing for him now to this point. The last run got 6. Now 2nd and 4. Rodgers now to throw. They're going for Lazard, but this is intercepted. Picked up by Jordan Whitehead. And the Jets are going to take possession of the football. After the interception, here's Wilson. Pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield, and this might be a roughing call. Yeah, no question. He got to the QB late, CD, and that's going to get a flag every time.
Every single time. Because let's face it, the league is always going to have an emphasis on these calls. They want to take care of these quarterbacks who are in vulnerable positions when they're passing the football.
They're looking at a 2nd and 8 now from the 10. Hall again on 2nd down. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. It's an 8-yard pickup, and it leads to a 1st and goal. They'll run with Hall. And this one will wind up with him losing yardage. Back to the 4-yard line. A loss of 2 there. 2nd down. Carter. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 10-yard line. Give them a loss of 6 yards, and it brings up 3rd down. Wilson. And this pass broken up. And the contact well timed there, and now 4th down. So Wilson runs off, and now they will go to the man they call Greg the Leg, Greg Zuerlein. Zuerlein's kick is up and through, and that will get the disadvantage now back down to 11. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line. They'll start out on the ground with Jones. And a short pickup to about the 27. It'll be 2nd down.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown. So a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later. And let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on 1st down.
And this will be a Packers 1st down as he gets it up past the 35.
The duo of Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon split the work in Green Bay last season. Jones was still his excellent self with almost 1,400 all-purpose yards and 10 touchdowns. He even moved into the all-time top 5 for the Pack in rushing. No small feat with that franchise's history. This is what defensive coaches ask of their defenders every single ball game. Get a hand on every throw in coverage. They want the deflections. They want the knockaways. Pick it yourself if you can, but at least knock it down and guarantee it's incomplete.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down.
The 71 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here in this first half.
On first down, Rodgers. That's complete to Cobb.
And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41.
They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down. Rodgers going to give this one to Dillon.
And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Throwing is Rodgers. Setting up the screen here, Aaron Jones. And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. 11 yards and a Green Bay Packer first down. Now Rodgers. And able to find Alan Lazard. And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5. To throw again on 2nd down. Rodgers. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
And that's one of those plays where it's hard to keep 2 eyes on the football when you know the contact's coming, let alone getting 2 hands around it, hugging it to your body, and absorbing the hit, even for those big tight ends who you would think could absorb that contact.
On 3rd down, here's Jones. And not much of a hole there as he gets it down to about the 24-yard line. So now on 4th down, Rodgers will give way to Mason Crosby for the field goal try. And this one is no good. He missed it. And this will remain an 11-point spread. So a long drive, 11 plays all told, but in the end, they come away with nothing.
And what can you do from an offensive standpoint except pat your kicker on the head and say, get them next time?
They'll start out here with a jet sweep. Now Davis fumbles it, and the Packers pick it up. And he will bring this one back. A fumble return for a Green Bay touchdown.
And that's got to be so disappointing for a defense. You force the fumble, think you got a chance at a turnover, and instead, not only do you give up the football, you also give up a touchdown as well.
Yeah, you just think to yourself, you've done all the hard work, right? You forced the fumble, but when they didn't come up with it, I think they relaxed a little bit or maybe lost their focus as well, and it ended up turning out to be a touchdown against them.
And this will be a touchback. Berrios deciding not to bring it out.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive.
And in just about every game we see, partner, what do we do when we look at the stat sheet? We go right to
the turnover differential.
Without a doubt, because when we see that, that pretty much tells the tale of the game. And I know there's still plenty of time to go, but you've got to take care of the football in order to win it.
Well, they had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10.
Ball again on 2nd down.
And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football.
We remind you in just a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Orlando and our good friend Jonathan Coachman. Coach will run through some of the numbers and the next-gen stats from this first half of football so far.
And he gets this up to the 34 out of bounds there. The screen good for 6, but it's not enough as it leads to a 4th down.
Now the Jets send on Braden Mann to punt.
He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. On the return comes Cobb. And that'll be a return of 12 following a very nice punt. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. Rodgers now on 1st down. Flush to his right. Caught on the right side by Jones. And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry up. Throwing again on 2nd down. Rodgers. And this heads straight to the sideline. I don't think they're going to let him get away with that. Nope, they won't. Here comes the flag. Yeah, he hadn't gotten far enough away from the pocket to throw that football away, and that draws the flag.
Yeah, the old tackle box, right? Get outside of each tackle, and then you can go ahead and throw it away, and you're in good shape. But if you're back there in the pocket, you got to make sure of what you're doing.
The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Here's Pat O'Donnell on now to punt it away. .39 yards on the punt, give him just 1 yard on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. Throw right side, caught by Davis. Now another timeout called for by the offense as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. On 1st down, Wilson. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
That certainly appeared to be a play call where they were just trying to make 2nd down, 2nd and short. I think they thought the coverage was off a little bit more than it was. Nice job there pressing up on it and forcing the incompletion.
Escaping the pressure right. He dumps this one off here to Hall. They do get a couple, but they'll be left stick. I believe they buzzed down. They're going to take another look at this play with all reviews coming from the replay official here in the final 2 minutes of the half. Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things.
So that challenge, a successful one. Now, right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the 1st down and move the chains. There's Hall bringing in another one. And he'll take this to the 47, but no further as they get him down well short of the line to gain. Out now is the punter, Braden Mann. They'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. So time perhaps for one final kneel down before they take this lead to the locker room. And with time running down, they go down to a knee. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks. A few teams starting to rise to the top as it's time to take you around the NFL here in Week 6. We'll get started down at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami. And in the second quarter, it's the Vikings who are out on top. A.J. Green, a touchdown reception. From there, we head a little further north up to Atlanta. Check on the Falcons at home at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. And they trail in that one as it's the visiting.
Well, we'll move right through the break then, skipping halftime and back to the field for the start of the second half. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line. And they've got the lead, CD. What do you expect from them in this second half?
Well, I like what they were able to do on the ground in the first half because they had a lot of success running the ball, and I certainly think we'll see more of that. But I'd keep an eye on that defense, and I think their coaches up in the box will do the exact same thing. If they start to see one or two guys start to creep towards the line of scrimmage, that'll be licensed to take some shots downfield.
And he'll get this one up to about the 39 here. 93 yards rushing now for the NFL leader coming into this ball game. Again, it's Jones. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. This offense, number 1 in the NFL in picking up first downs, and their run game got him another one there.
A really good stat to lead the league in, isn't it? Because if you keep picking up first downs, sustaining drives, that means you're controlling the football, controlling the clock, and letting your defense rest on the sidelines.
And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 2. Now they'll throw with Rodgers. Flushed out right. And he's out of bounds as he gets this down to the 45. What can't Aaron Rodgers do? The legwork there getting him the first. All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it in. Complete. Plenty of shouts from this crowd as they watch the replay. They want a challenge, and they're going to get one. And we'll get a moment here as they look this one over.
Yeah, remember now, the call on the field is what they'll stick with unless they have clear video evidence to the contrary. And I give these officials a lot of credit. Such a tough and demanding job. You and I both know that. Yeah, they make the right call way more often than they get it wrong.
So that challenge not successful there, and that's going to cost him the first of his timeouts. On second down, it's Jones. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11. Now Rodgers. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. It's a gain of 12, and the Packers have the first. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Off the play fake to Jones. Here's Rodgers. He'll take a shot for the end zone. And this one is incomplete.
Nice progress down the field was halted by that incompletion. They could try for some safe yards here to get things moving again, or keep throwing it and pushing it downfield to try and pick up bigger yardage.
And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down. They go back to the ground with Jones. And they're going to get him down well short of the first as he can only get this to the 30. Call it a gain of 4, and it'll bring up 4th down. That is inches from the upright. It's no good. Wide to the left, and this will remain an 18-point lead.
Now, if this was a clear day in September, I'd say this is well within his range. I'd feel very confident about this kick, but let's be honest about it. In these elements, the difficulty level gets ratcheted up by at least a factor of 5.
Now Wilson on first down. Over the middle and into the hands of his receiver Moore. So the completion good for 7 there, and it'll be 2nd down. Out of the gun, they run it with Hall. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. On the counter, it's Hall. And some space here. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. 81 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. Hall again. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. A give up the middle to Carter. And just a couple yards there down to the 17. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
He gets it underneath to Hall. And he will have the first down, but he winds up paying for it pretty good. Now Wilson. The quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating a defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
Back to the ground with Carter. And they go the wrong way on this one. Losing yardage back at the 12. It's a loss of 4. Now third down. They'll try to run it here with Hall. And he'll fight his way down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. Just a gain of 2 there, and it's going to bring up a 4th down. So Wilson runs off, and now they will go to the man they call Greg the Leg, Greg Zuerlein. Zuerlein's kick is up and through, and that'll get the deficit down to 15. So that maybe not exactly what they were hoping for, but it does get them back within a couple of scores.
And at this point in the third quarter, you don't have much margin for error, and that means you can't have drives that end with nothing. Whether it's a punt, a turnover on downs, those have to go away. You have to end with a kick, either a field goal or an extra point after a touchdown.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And the way their last drive ended, boy, it was frustrating. They had a pretty good drive going. It was sustained, and then it stalled out, Charles, and they missed the field goal and got nothing out of it.
Is that insult to injury? Because they had such a sustained drive, as you noted. So you know for the head coach, it almost felt like a little bit of failure to send down the field goal unit and then to not even see the ball go through the post. What a bummer on that last drive for them. Got to pick themselves up from that one.
Second down, another shot for Jones. Only a couple there as he'll be brought down about the 28.
Whenever we talk about the best strong safeties, one word constantly comes up, and that's instincts. Being able to diagnose run or pass and make the appropriate moves.
He crashed down hard there. He was ready for that running play. Eluding the pressure, and he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Multiple players getting home there for an 8-yard loss. Here's Pat O'Donnell now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Oh, a nifty juke there.
Not much fun for a guy trying to tackle him.
So possession goes over here on the punt. And they will take over 1st and 10. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And tough to win games if you're going field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder and puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score. Here's a throw out wide complete to his running back right side. Only a yard there. Sniffed out well defensively, and it brings up 3rd. Now Wilson. He finds his man, complete. It's Wilson. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. Great way to convert on 3rd down there. 21 yards the play. So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10 down at the 31. On 1st and 10, it's Hall. And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Hall again on 2nd down. And just good downhill running there as he'll take this to the 15-yard line. 10 yards is the pickup, good enough for a Jet 1st down. Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down.
The sack goes to Chris Barnes. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Now it's Wilson. Oh, he brings it in off the deflection. And they're going to get this down inside the 20.
Well, sure looked pretty coming off of his hand, but sometimes you might have to take a little bit off of it. That one looked a little too hot to handle.
Yeah, but off the tip, hey, they still got the catch, right?
It's amazing, isn't it? Even when it goes wrong, it turns out right.
And this is going to be incomplete.
Well, they certainly did a nice job there, picking him up out of the backfield and then running stride for stride with him. That's good coverage, and it led to an incompletion.
Zerline's kick is up and through, and they're hanging around here as the lead's down to 12. So his third field goal of the ball game brings him a bit closer, but there's no question they need to start turning some of these threes into sixes.
And sevens, and probably even eights. You know, as a kicker, you just head out when you're called upon, so he's done his job. It's the rest of the offense that needs to get it in gear if they want to close this gap.
About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line. They had that first half lead, but they have been shut down here in this third quarter, so time to retool a bit.
And probably need to tap into that emotional vein that gets them back to really playing hard and effectively. Because a lot of times we think it's just play calls and this isn't working and they're shutting them down. Sometimes when you get a lead, you lose your edge. You don't play quite as hard. That's what they're looking for here.
Trying to get that edge back as they've watched this lead shrink a little. And they'll get this just to the 47, 1-yard gain. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Here's Rodgers to throw. He's going to loft it deep right sideline. And I think that one might have been intercepted, but he will be ruled out of bounds. So this will go only as incomplete.
A deep ball down that right sideline, and he made sure that he put it where either his guy was going to catch it or no one was.
Rodgers with a give. It's Aaron Jones. And to the 49-yard line, but no further. And obviously he is well short of the first. Before they can get the punt away, whistles as we've come to the end of the third quarter of action. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Well, on that punt, we've got a man shaken up. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. Their defense was able to force the punt. That's the good news, but this is still a 2-score game, and they need points on this drive and in a relatively quick manner. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. There's Wilson to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. That'll go for a gain of 7. And now we've got a 3rd and 4.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
Here's Wilson. He'll drop that down to Carter underneath. And he is going to have a Jets first down, I do believe. Yes, he's got it by about a yard there on 3rd and 3. Throwing is Wilson. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Wilson. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. Again, Wilson. Over the middle, complete. That's Davis. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. The catch and run, good for 24 yards. So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. Now it's Wilson. He's going to loft this one deep left sideline. And incomplete on the deep ball.
When you're leading in the final quarter, your radar has to be up for any potential deep shots. And probably not the last one they're going to see in this game, not as long as they hold this lead.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Wilson got his man complete over the middle. It's Wilson. And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Throwing again here, Wilson. He rifles one that's intercepted. Adrian Amos with a pick. And the Packers are going to take possession of the football. CD, I know it's just his second year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape, he's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
Throwing the football, he's not as sharp as he was last week when he was over 70%. Right now, he's under 50%.
Well, that comes from extra game film, extra time. You know those guys watched him all week, saw how precise he was, and constructed a defense to try and chip away at that, and thus far they've been successful.
They'll go again to Jones. And his bid for the first down coming up short as he's tackled at the 25. It's a 6-yard gain, and it leaves him looking at a 4th down. The kick by Crosby is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So an important one there as they widen their lead in this 4th quarter.
All right, partner, help me out with the math here. Make sure I am on point, because the way I see it, the other guys still need 2 touchdowns, but in addition, a 2-point conversion. So this is all about them playing perfect football from here on out.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. As this offense takes the field against CD, remember last drive they were moving the football, but then they threw that costly interception, so we'll see if they can right the ship here on this drive.
And doesn't that just sum up football? We see it all the time, don't we? The defense goes from losing the battle to making a huge play and stealing the momentum. So you know they're riding high right now, and they're ready to challenge this offense and that quarterback one more time.
And we'll see if the offense is up for that challenge here as things start to get more interesting here in this second half. On the tackle that time, Dean Lowry. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Operating from the gun, Wilson. And intercepted. Wilson's 3rd of the game. Adrian Amos with a pick. And into the end zone. It's a pick 6 and a Packer touchdown. This defense just continuing to do their thing, and now they add on to that lead with another pick 6.
How about the way they played this entire game? Not only they put their stamp on it, but every time they try and mount an offensive challenge, they find a way to thwart it. And multiple pick 6s, oh yeah, they'll enjoy watching this tape after the game.
This fielded right at the goal line. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this 4th quarter. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Wilson. Throw right side. Wilson. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. Back to throw. Wilson throwing quickly to Wilson. And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Wilson, quick slant, caught by Moore. And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 34-yard line. They go play action with Wilson. That is caught. It's Uzomah. And he'll be marked down right at the 20-yard line. From the red zone now, here's Wilson on first down. He finds his man, complete. It's Wilson. And the Jets are going to have a first and goal as the tackle is made at about the 5. They'll try and run. This is Johnson. And he is in. Touchdown, New York. Ty Johnson, a 5-yard touchdown run. And the Jets have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. And he's going to get in for the score. And the lead now cut to 14. And so they run it in on the 2-point try. You know, so often, Charles, we talk about from the offense's perspective what you do on the 2-point conversion. How about the defense? How do they play run versus pass?
It's really difficult for them because I think most teams want to play for the pass. That's what they see most teams do. And so are you able to mass enough people inside if the team decides to run it? Very difficult. I think what you're seeing a lot more now, people blitzing the 2-point conversion. They want you to make a quick decision and make it right now.
There, the offense wins the battle for 2. And he finds some space past the 25 to the 27. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. From the shotgun, a give to Jones. And he'll get a couple up to the 29.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Here's Pat O'Donnell now as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. So a change of possession here on the punt. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. Well, still a long way to go, but trending upward. They scored the last time out, you remember. Then their defense forced the punt. Now they try to inch closer, but still ultimately down 2 scores in the final quarter. And give him 6 yards here as he stopped near the 35 at the 34. On 2nd down, a run with Carter. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. Wilson going to give to Carter on the draw. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. It'll go as a gain of 11 and a Jets first down. Here's Wilson. Complete on the quick throw to Moore. And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line. I'll tell you, far from ideal conditions to play in, but neither offense has had much trouble. Plenty of points to go around. 1st and 10. And they're going to move it down inside the 25. Down under 2 minutes to go in this football game. So it's Jets football as we get you reset here. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. Throwing now, Wilson on first down. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10. To throw is Wilson. Flush to his right. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Back-to-back incompletions, but we know this is definitely 4-down territory. Time not on their side. I don't think they want to try and get the first down in 2 installments. I think they got to go and get it right.
And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Rasul Douglas picks it. So another interception, CD. It feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his 2nd season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. And they'll keep on the ground with Jones. And he'll be taken down here at about the 11. Now the Jets going to use the second of their 3 timeouts, as they'll get it with just under 90 seconds remaining. Have to imagine this will be on the ground as well as they come up 2nd and 7. Rolling to his left. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Now a play fake. Rodgers steps away to his left. Now look out. Rodgers lost the football. And that is going to skip out of bounds. So a break there for sure. They'll hold on to the possession at the 5-yard line. They'll go with Jones. He didn't get the touchdown, but he did get the first down as he's tackled at the 1. Now Jones. And he will get this into the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay. Aaron Jones, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Packers are looking to run it to 5-1 on the season as they add to their 4th quarter lead. Extra point up and good by Crosby. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. A fairly short kick from the 14. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. New York ready to go again offensively. Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Packers pick it up. And they are going to take over right there at the 22-yard line.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, you'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely. Escaping the pressure right. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And he's able to bring it up 5 yards shy of midfield to the 45-yard line. Holding on to the football becoming a little bit of an issue. He had 2 fumbles last week, remember.
I played for a guy that used to talk all the time about creating turbulence in the pocket, making the quarterback jumpy, make him antsy, keep getting after him a little bit, and make sure he thinks about holding on to the ball because you're going after him.
So the completion gets him just a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. Now you've got to hustle your guys to the line and get them set. Open man here is Conklin.
And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line.
One last shot for Wilson. Over the middle, complete. That's more.
And he'll be hauled down at about the 30-yard line. As this defense walks off the field, they can do so with their heads held high. What a performance. Well, by the offense, too. I mean, really, Charles, just complete domination on both sides of the football here in this one.
It certainly was, and I think both sides compete against each other all the time. You go at each other in practice, obviously your training camps, your off-season. But on game day, you both want to show your best. And I think that's what we saw from both the offense and the defense, a complete team victory.
So for Green Bay, their strong start to the year continues as they're up to 5-1.
And they will hit the road next week to take on Washington.
Meanwhile, for the Jets, the losses are piling up as they drop to 1-5 now. And they'll look to get back on track next week as they travel to Denver to take on the Broncos.
What you waiting for? Are you ready? Okay, say no more. Tell the chauffeur to open Mercedes door. Put the pedal to metal and made it soar. She was, but I made it sure it was. So we stayed indoors. Let's take it where no one has been before. It feel like I've known you some years before, but I don't know. Are you ready? Okay, say no more. sure her hair's nice. That's fair, right? I just fell in love with a prima donna, the 2023 Madonna. I mean, Your Honor, I was minding my business until she gave me complete nirvana.